So I thought I would do quick makeup look using some new products, new to me products, things I've bought in the last couple of weeks. I haven't bought any complexion products or brow products, so I have already done a skin tint and eyebrows. The blush that I recently purchased is one of the YSL Make Me Blush powders that come in the pretty little things, and it's I think it's Berry Bang. They don't tell you on the back. It's number 54, so it's a pretty deep and bright color. So in order to make it not look so foreign on my skin tone, I put on a little bit of the Merit Beverly Hills Blush Balm, which is like a peachy pink color, and is kind of the natural tone that I would flush if I were to get embarrassed. So by putting that on, it will make the YSL blush look better. So now I'm going to go ahead and put that on. I'm using just a regular blush brush, and I'm going to pick it up very lightly because, like I said, it's pretty dark. But this formula is so nice. This is one of the matte shades. I realize right now it looks really bright, but it will die down a bit. Because part of that is just me touching my face, makes it red. But I love how they sheer out and they are so blurry and just look so pretty. All right. For the eyes, I've really been wanting like a rosy shadow. I've always kind of avoided pinks because if they're too blue of a pink, they make me look kind of ill. Like my eyes are puffy and pink because I'm sick. So I have avoided pink eyeshadows, but I've really been wanting kind of like a rosy tone. And I have ordered some shadows from MAC, but they haven't come in yet. And I think hopefully they will fit what I'm looking for. But I was just looking around on Amazon for something that I could get relatively quickly, not spend a fortune on if I didn't like it. And so I ordered a like quad from Covergirl, which on the Amazon website, I think it's called Romance Group. I can't tell because it doesn't say on the back here what the quad was called, but it was like a medium pink, a dark pink, a light pink, and then like a whitish color. Yeah, well, when it came, it's purples. So, I mean, they're kind of pretty, but they're not rosy. But they do go with my shirt today. So I figured, let's see how they work. I haven't tried them, so this may be a disaster. But I figure, why not try it out? So I'm probably going to use all of these at some point in time, but I'm going to start with the darkest one in my crease. Looks like these aren't particularly pigmented, which means I don't have to be precious with them. And part of why I always do the crease first is I'm trying to create like a shadow there because of my hooded eyes. If I don't put something dark in there, it just ends up being this like whiteness, and you don't really see the color at all. So I'm using it to ground the look, but also to give me some depth. And I will bring that up and out. I also try, so for that illusion to happen, I need that crease color to be darker and cooler than what I'm putting on top of it. In this case, everything's going to be cool, so we'll see how it works out. But it is definitely the darkest of the shades. And I think I'm going to try that mid-tone color all over the lid. There is no sparkle here, so everything is matte. That's kind of pretty. I like that it's kind of a dusty purple. Whenever colors are desaturated, I feel like they look better on me. Then I can use some of the white to kind of brighten up the inner corner. Then I think I'm just going to put just a little bit of that medium actually not bad. Not rosy, but not bad. One of the things, another thing that I got is some of the Urban Decay tubing mascara tube job in the taupe color. Says it's dark blonde taupe. I'm excited about this because there's some days when I'm doing just kind of a not overly made up look, and I know I need to have some kind of mascara because my lashes are basically like blonde and you can't see them. So in order to be able to even tell that I have eyelashes, I need to use some kind of mascara. But I would rather not do something that's super high contrast. But traditional mascara colors, whether it's brown or black, it's usually so dark that it doesn't matter if I use the brown one or the black one. It's just going to be like very high contrast. And clearly I am wearing mascara look, as opposed to, you know, you can do a more natural brow where it's not necessarily like, oh, clearly you have makeup on your brows. Anytime I do mascara, it's so like, here's makeup. I'm hoping that this will be a light enough brown that it won't necessarily be, oh, she's wearing mascara. It's more like, you can tell I have eyelashes, but I don't necessarily look as made up. So let's see if that's how it works. I think it accomplished what I was hoping for, in that it is way less makeup-y looking than the mascaras I would typically use. I almost exclusively use tubing mascaras because I have very sensitive eyes, and anything else says it's not going to flake, but it does. It flakes, and then it gets in my eyes and they get red and I cry, and then I have smudges all over my face. Also, my eyes are very oily. And any other kind of mascara that I've used ends up rubbing off, and I get like dark down here and dark on my eyelid. It's just frustrating. But tubing mascaras don't do that. However, there are basically two tubing mascaras in the past that I've been able to rely on, and that's the Hourglass one and the Thrive one. They both have been around for a really long time, and they just work. Like, they come off in tubes. They don't come off during the day. If I cry for some reason, the tubes don't all come off. It has to be warm wetness that makes them come off. And any other brand that I've tried that says they're a tubing mascara has not worked for me anyway. And a lot of times you're guessing if it's tubing or not tubing. I do appreciate, while I hate the name Tube Job, I appreciate the fact that I am not guessing if this is a tubing mascara. It tells me it is. So we'll see how it lasts, but I really like having an option that is a little bit lower contrast than a typical brown or a black mascara. So this and the blush, both good things. I got a new lip liner that is, it says it's Tru Skn, Truskn. Never heard of this brand before. I got it in my Allure Beauty box, which usually means that it's a brand that's trying to get some traction, or it's one that has been around for a while and nobody's ever heard of it. So I don't know if it's new or just like trying harder. But it's the color Mulberry. So it's kind of a purpley pink tone. It's very pretty. It's a little dark for me, but it smudges out pretty well. So I thought I would use it today. And then the lip product that I have is somewhat see-through. So I'm hoping that this gives it some purple tone to go with the rest of the makeup. It is nice. I'm not sure about the wear time of this, but it is a color that I didn't have. I didn't have anything that was kind of purpley like this. Most of the time, lip pencils that are in a shade like this are just too deep for me. So that was a nice surprise in that monthly box. Okay, the lip product that is new, well, that was new too, is when I bought the blush, I also got a YSL Loveshine Plumping Lip Oil and Gloss in the shade, I think it's 12, but I think it's like Honeymoon. I don't know. It was a shade that came out at Christmas time, and I don't know if it is limited edition or if they're keeping it, but it's super sparkly, and the glitter is like pink and gold, and then it's in kind of a, there's also like lavender glitter in there, and then it's in kind of a, I don't know, nude clear gloss. This is plumping, so it's going to make my lips kind of pink. I don't know if it has that smell of like self-tanner that a lot of times plumpers have. It does have it a little bit. It annoys me. I hate that smell. But it's not horrible. It's like they've tried to put some candy smell in there too, so it's sweet, and then you have that background smell of like self-tanner. It seems like these lip oils are pretty polarizing. Some people really love them. They say that they plump better than anything else they've used, and then other people hate them because of the plumping. These come in such pretty colors, and you can hardly see the color because it's got the plumping stuff in there. Yeah, so I think it's like the pepper plumping, not the minty plumping. It's not overly hot at this point. I can taste, this gloss has a taste to it. So if you're real sensitive to that, I would not go this route. It's not unpleasant. It's kind of candy-ish, but I can definitely, it is like leaving a taste in my mouth. And I can smell that kind of like, I mean, I don't think it is the same thing as self-tanner, but to me, that's what it smells like. It smells like that stuff that you would put on, not necessarily self-tanner, but if you're going to the tanning salon, you would put on those special lotions that make it so that it works better. That's what it smells like. And I don't know if that's self-tanner or what that is, but the scent is kind of going away, but the taste is not. It's still there. That's it. Those are the new things I bought. Not upset with any of them. I could see myself repurchasing the Urban Decay if it holds up really well during the day, because there's nothing else like this on the market. I love the YSL blush formula, so I potentially will buy more of those. This is my second one. I don't mind this lip product, but I don't see myself buying another one, because it does make my lips, because it doesn't have any color to it. Like, you can see, like, it's almost clear with the glitter in it. And when I put it on my hand, it's very sheer. But my liner didn't give me that much color to my lips. That's because this has that plumping thing in it that makes your lips, for some people, it makes your lips red, because they're irritated by the stuff that's in there. They don't hurt or anything, but I can tell that I have plumping on. So there's really no point to buying other colors, because they're all going to end up kind of looking like this. Some will have glitter, some won't have glitter, but they're all going to make me look like I have a berry lip. So that is it for now.